Hi, this video will instruct you to create a Grinch Inspired flower ornament. So you're going to need a 2.5-inch styrofoam ball, a Grinch face, and I cut this out of vinyl. You could do it out of paper or you can actually draw it on. It's your preference. I did purchase this from another maker on Etsy and I cut it at 2 inches wide and it automatically adjusted the height. You need a 7-inch piece of ribbon, some 65-pound cardstock, and the Christmas mini flower bundle, which I offer in my Etsy shop. You need 4 of the feather design petals cut at 5 inches wide, 1 at 3 inches wide, and 1 at 2 inches wide. And then the first thing that we do is we add a little bit of glue to our ribbon. And then to the other side. Okay. And then I take a piece, not a piece, I take an ornament hook from Dollar Tree. You can see they're all tangled here. Now it is super thin wire. And I just bend it around. And I use my wire cutters to cut it off to make it a much smaller loop. Okay. And this is probably the most difficult part, because the wire, depending on your ribbon thickness, that's where I run into the trouble. But I kind of like the extra protection of holding my ribbon in place between this and the vinyl. Okay. Then I just try and keep it straight as possible, my ribbon, and then press it in. There we go. So it went through the ribbon. Okay. Now that we have that, you're going to take all your petals, and I styled most of them, but you'll stack all the ones that are 5 inches wide, and then you're just going to cut off the petals. So just go around and cut them off where the petal meets the base. And then you're going to take your flower shaping mat. So I'm using a smaller piece of flower shaping mat. And your metal ball stylus tools. So they come in a pack of 4, and there's a different size metal ball at the end of each tip. And if you are in need of some paper flower tools, I do have them available in my Etsy shop. So taking the straight edge at the top that we cut off, we're going to pretend there's a line down the center. And we're just going to go back and forth to that center line, almost to color it. And what it's doing is it's lifting the edges. And then I just come down the other side. So again, we pretend that there's a line down the center. And I just go down one side, and then I come back up the other. So hopefully you can see it. Here's kind of like a shape. So here's your petal. You go down one side and then you come up the other side. Okay. And again, the flat edge is at the top. Take your metal ball stylus, come down. You're only going halfway into the center of the petal, so you can already see that there. And then I just come up the other side. And you can only do one petal at a time. All right, our next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the very opposite side on the bottom to place a dot. So I'm just going to turn it upside down, and we're just going to place a dot kind of in the center. Probably should use a marker. There we go, much easier. And now we're going to take our first petals. So we're done. And we did that to all of our petals. Now we're just going to glue everything on. And you can see they already have a shape, like they're curved. They're not flat. And it kind of fits the curve of the ball. So when we glue it, the tip of the feather will be right up to our little dot in the center. So once we work our way around, the whole bottom will be covered. So we're going to add glue to the entire petal. Again, just start anywhere. Go up to your tip. You can leave a little bit uncovered if it helps you to follow it, and then just press your paper on. And I think I told you it was a 2.5-inch styrofoam ball. Okay, and we're using the large petals. So again, I hold it on the side here. Add glue to your entire petal. Now we're going to overlap. So put your petal up to your line, and then just press it up. So it's mimicking the Grinch's fur. So I hold it exactly how we're going to glue it when I'm adding my glue, meaning the straight edge is at the top. Then I flip it over, I go to my line, or my little dot, and my petals are overlapping one another. And we're just going to go all the way around. So again, to the center dot and press up. To our center dot and press up. So it's automatically overlapping one another, so we want to cover the entire ball till we get all the way around. And we're going to need 3 layers of this size petal, so that's why we cut 4 of them. Okay, go up to your center dot and press up. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 8 of them to get around your ball. And go right up to the center. And it covers up the last remaining of that one. So there's your bottom. Okay, so now we're going to go to our next layer. And we're going to do the exact same thing. You're adding glue to the entire petal. I don't worry about the little sides here. And now I'm going to go in between. So I'm just going to start at one of them, and I'm going to come up maybe like an inch or so above. And now I went in between layer 1 and above about an inch. And now we're just going to go around. We're going in between the petals and up about an inch. In between the previous layer's petals and up about an inch. Okay, in between these two petals from layer 1 and up about an inch. You'll hear that in your sleep. And press it down to make sure it adheres. In between these two petals and up about an inch. And then press. So it's not super hard to make. You could style all of your petals for, quite a few of the Grinches. In between the petals, and then come up an inch. And then you can just assemble all of them. So we're using our paper flowers, but just in a different way to create a unique Grinch ornament. In between the petals and up about an inch. Okay, just continuing. So we're adding glue to the entire petal for all of these large ones. And again, we're doing 3 layers in between the petals and up about an inch. Okay, and then we have one more. We're just gonna fill in this spot. And there we go. So our next layer now is gonna go right up in between the petals, but we're going up to our base, or where our ribbon is. So then it'll be 3 total. And we're adding glue to the entire petal. And you can start, wherever you want. I'm not really looking at too much where I'm starting. I just want to make sure I start with this second layer petals. I go in between, and then I just bring it up to the top where the ribbon is. And then press down. Okay, these were the 2 petals. I went in between, and then I glued it starting at the top. So your flat edge is going around that piece of ribbon to cover where we added that ribbon. So here's your glue. We go to the next one. Here's our 2 petals. We go right up to the top and press down. Okay, we add our glue. Go in between our 2 petals. Go up to the ribbon and press. Add glue to the entire petal. Go in between and come right up to the piece of ribbon. So cute. Maybe because I like the color green. It's a great gift for all the Grinch lovers. Go in between the petals and then come up to your ribbon. And make sure you press all the way down. Okay. In between and come up to the ribbon. Going in between and coming up to the ribbon. Going in between and up to the ribbon. Okay, we're going to do one more. In between and up to the ribbon. So there is using all the large petals. So we covered our bottom. Gives it the look of, because we didn't glue the exact sides down so they can come up a little bit. So now we're going to take the 3-inch and we're going to only add glue to a little bit at the top. And I'm going to go in between and I press down at the top. And they may lift up a little bit, which is fine because he has a little sprig of hair at the top. Okay. And then I kind of go in between. You know, wherever you think looks best. I still kind of go around and try and go in between some of the larger ones. But I'm only using one petal here. Oh shoot, I don't want to do all of it. Oh my goodness. Don't do that. Only at the top. Oh my god. I know it's hard because it's all tonal, same color. Again, just at the top. Oops. He's trying to roll away. Now we're going to do, and I only used 5 of them. Now we're going to do the exact same thing with the 2-inch wide petal we cut, and where we cut them all off and then we styled them. So again, just add a little bit of glue here at the top. And we're going to go in between the petals right up to the ribbon and press. Again, this is optional of how many you want to use around the top. Sometimes I use, of the 3-inch, I may use all of them. This time I only used 5. And it's a 6-petal flower. I'm holding it out a little just so it has a little bit of depth for the fur. And you're only adding it at the top. And at the top. And this time we are going to use them all. Oops. Like I said, each one sometimes is a little bit different for me. Oops. Oh no. Okay. So there we have it. So I'm just going to take my stand here, which is just my crochet thread, which I use for ornaments sometimes, the thread. And we're just going to find the side where we feel we want to add the face to. So since I'm using vinyl, I'm going to use my transfer tape. Now this is tape that I've used a few times over. You don't want it super sticky, and I'm hoping it doesn't stick too much. So we can peel it off the paper. Now I'm not a vinyl expert at all, so just looking for my scraper. Oh my gosh, everything's falling. So I want to transfer from this white paper to the clear paper, because then it's going to be transferred again onto my ornament. So I just peel very, very, very carefully. Again, like me and vinyl. And now all I'm going to do is press it on. So wherever you feel like it's the smoothest, or I'm kind of going to go where it hangs here. And then I'm just pressing around to make sure that vinyl adheres to my paper. And there you have it. There is your Grinch Inspired paper flower ornament. Super fun and cute. Thanks for watching.